The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey, what up YouTube fam, it's Dupree, aka DarthVader here with some fresh brand new Star Wars news for you. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and also check out my last video because it greatly helps out the channel. So let's get into it. Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi has become one of the most memorable and delightful characters in Star Wars. While the character was previously introduced as a major figure in the original trilogy, played by Sir Alec Guinness, and quickly became a fan favorite, it was McGregor's young version of the Jedi Master that really provided more depth and insight. Obi-Wan's presence is and was directly important to the Star Wars universe. His relationship with the Skywalker twins, his mentorship with Anakin Skywalker, and his role as a general during the Clone Wars provided alternative glimpses of his personality across multimedia. In fact, there's no question that Obi-Wan's ability to become an outstanding beloved character inspired Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi. This original series welcomed back McGregor as a more tired and aged Obi-Wan, set on protecting Princess Leia Organa, played by Vivian Lyra Blair, 10 years after Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. While it's richly nostalgic for McGregor and Christensen to reprise their roles, especially with Christensen assuming the role of Darth Vader, we don't need Obi-Wan Kenobi to be renewed for Season 2. The first season of Obi-Wan Kenobi provided a look at the character's life post-Mustafar, allowing him to cross paths with a vengeful Vader and confront how he first met the Skywalker twins in their youth. But Obi-Wan Kenobi also works better as a one-off limited series that provides Star Wars with closure about how Obi-Wan first coped with his Padawan's ultimate betrayal. Turning Obi-Wan Kenobi into a series threatens to undo or walk over what the original trilogy and prequel trilogy have already accomplished. The initial run of Obi-Wan Kenobi achieved everything it needed to let Disney Plus Star Wars shows move on and explore other storylines. One of the most thrilling narrative tools used in Obi-Wan Kenobi was the continuation and reflection on the relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Disney Plus was able to incorporate Christensen into the series in a deeply memorable way, and that fateful confrontation provides much needed closure between the Jedi Master and former Padawan learner. McGregor's return as the titular Jedi was originally exciting, but finding a means of tying Vader into the show was another electrifying aspect of the show altogether. The show's emotional climax gave the first season of Obi-Wan Kenobi purpose. It doesn't just honor the post-Revenge of the Sith time period, but welcomes Christensen back into the world of Star Wars in a chilling new way. The return of Christensen as Darth Vader is an incredible, satisfying moment, and a reunion between these two actors bears immensely bittersweet weight. Obi-Wan finally facing off with a younger Vader in the first season of the show eliminates any need for a second one. Obi-Wan Kenobi was able to dig deep into still raw emotions and carry them over a way that paralleled the devastation both Obi-Wan and Anakin were strapped with by the end of Revenge of the Sith. Lines of dialogue that remain incredibly harrowing and unforgettable, such as "I am not your failure, Obi-Wan," or "You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did," could not be postponed to a second season by pushing back such a massive rematch to a later date and relying on ongoing chase between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Obi-Wan Kenobi should remain close-ended because it was able to wrap up the story in a satisfying way, assessing its main protagonist's grief and suffering while allowing the emotional strain to be addressed. Though the show itself was short in comparison to other long-running series, Obi-Wan Kenobi told the complete story it wanted to share. The second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi could overshadow the effort of the first and diminish the importance of short-form storytelling in the Star Wars universe. When looking back at the scope of the series, all major and realistic plot points were hit. Obi-Wan and Leia's relationship was expanded upon. Vader was incorporated into the show as a major villain. The beginning of Obi-Wan's relationship with Luke Skywalker, played by Grant Freely, was teased, and the jaded Jedi earned the recognition of his old master Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson, in the form of a Force ghost. It's hard to imagine where Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 could possibly go if Lucasfilm and Disney Plus see it fit to move on with it. Acting as a limited series wouldn't take away from what Obi-Wan Kenobi accomplished when contributing to Star Wars and its lore. On the contrary, limiting the show to a one season makes it all the more memorable and allows the story at its center to have a greater significance over time. Adding onto the singular installment defeats the purpose of having Obi-Wan Kenobi stand alone and drains the strength and focus of the first season's direction. The ending of Obi-Wan Kenobi satisfies the current state of its lead character's journey. He completes his mission. Now it's time to move on and embrace a new era of Star Wars. Via an interview with Variety, director Deborah Chow has also confirmed that Obi-Wan Kenobi was written as a limited series. She said, "I mean, you've still got 10 years, so there's definitely, I'm sure, more stories to be told. For this one, we really did conceive it as a limited series. It really was meant to be a beginning, middle, and end. But you never say never. For me, just getting to spend more time with the character and Ewan as that character would be the greatest joy of it." There's so much love for Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original trilogy and prequel trilogies. His impact on those first set of films carved out a legacy for both Ewan McGregor and Alec Guinness. Despite Guinness having a complicated relationship with Star Wars, the original trilogy was a trailblazer for cross-genre science fiction, and in hindsight, the prequel trilogy really wasn't as bad as it first was made out to be via audience reception. Obi-Wan remained a constant across with these two arcs in Star Wars universe, and they each played necessary roles. Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't need season 2. The beginning and the end of his story have already been told. Season 1 of Obi-Wan Kenobi provides some insight into key memorable moments between both the prequels and the original trilogy. General Leia Organa, played by Carrie Fisher, calls for help and tenting for Obi-Wan through R2-D2, and Obi-Wan's recounting of the Clone Wars to Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill, make even more sense now that those relationships have been further developed. The fateful confrontation between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader in Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope now reflects similar showdowns in both Obi-Wan Kenobi and Revenge of the Sith. Outside their meetings and combat, each crossing of paths marks significant moments in their complex relationship. There's nothing more to be detailed there. Obi-Wan Kenobi took the liberty of expounding on these occasional encounters reflect where each character is at in their life. Obi-Wan Kenobi took the liberty of expounding on those occasional encounters that reflect where each character is at in their life personally. Furthermore, Obi-Wan's journey even more could wear away at how these specific confrontations were viewed as the series' cornerstones. Obi-Wan Kenobi stopped at a place that doesn't warrant a second season, but instead honors Obi-Wan's adventures both past and present. The original and prequel trilogies were vital to Obi-Wan Kenobi, making sense, and the show was able to support its source material even more. Introducing more of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus could feel less connected to its roots. The resurgence of love for the prequel trilogy in recent years has long been overdue, and the timing of this series in particular rests nicely between both those films and the original trilogy, acting as a bridge between them and neatly streamlining their contribution to follow more coherent. Anything beyond one season of Obi-Wan Kenobi would be too much. This is an interesting take from all this, with how much love I have for these specific characters being as the face of the franchise. I wouldn't mind a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's still kind of open-ended how the show ends. Yeah, Reva survived. Obi-Wan finally meets a young Luke. Vader is still on the hunt for Obi-Wan, and the Inquisitors are still out there hunting other Jedi. A second season could add more to this. If you throw in Obi-Wan and Vader again, where they have another duel, like this whole interview said, it would take more away from the confrontations that these two characters had in season 1, or done in the right way, it could add. If they decide to do another season of Obi-Wan Kenobi, it should be made into a movie. Just like this series originally was supposed to be meant for the theaters, it was supposed to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, but after everything that happened with The Last Jedi and Solo Star Wars story, Bob Iger and Disney at the time decided to fold on a lot of the Star Wars projects that were movies in development. But like I said, this, if done in the right way, could add more, but it also could cheapen the experience. A movie, instead of a season 2 with a bigger budget, would maybe course correct. I think it could be done, but in the right way. And I know a lot of other people would say that Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, since Season 1 has Vader, they should introduce Darth Maul. I don't think that would work, seeing as in Star Wars Rebels, which happens right before A New Hope, that's the first time Obi-Wan and Darth Maul have met up since the Clone Wars, and they have a brief beginning and an ending right then and there. So that all but just douses the idea of all that. There could be other enemies for Obi-Wan to fight. There could be other opportunities for Obi-Wan and Vader to possibly meet up, maybe have a small duel, nothing too serious, nothing too crazy. With the right writers and the right team, the right script, some magic could be made, I'm sure. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think we need an Obi-Wan Season 2? Do you think Season 1 was perfect as is? Yeah, it had a lot of problems, but it was an open and shut case. Do you think Obi-Wan Season 2, if they decide to do it, should be made as a movie? Even do you think Obi-Wan, the series that we just got, should have been a movie instead of a TV show? Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications for all my latest videos. That would be great. Anyway, guys, take care. See you in the next one. May the force be with you. Bye.